Making a woman miss you is not about manipulation, games, or playing hard to get. It's about creating emotional impact, presence, and value in her life. Most men think that constant attention, gifts, or over-communication will make a woman think about them more. In reality, the opposite is true. Overavailability diminishes intrigue, reduces respect, and weakens attraction. What actually makes a woman miss you is the combination of your emotional authority, calm confidence, and the way you make her feel when you are present. When a man can step back intentionally, create space, and maintain his own life, he triggers reflection, longing, and emotional investment. A woman begins to notice the gap your absence creates, the stability and confidence you provide, and the value you bring into her world. These are the things that make her think about you, replay memories of your interactions, and experience genuine desire in your absence. This video is about the 5 key things men can do to make a woman miss them deeply. Each action is rooted in psychology, human behavior, and modern dating dynamics. These strategies are practical, straightforward, and designed to increase your presence and value without manipulation or neediness. They focus on building emotional pull, creating contrast, and allowing her to recognize your worth naturally. By implementing these 5 actions, you create a magnetic presence that lingers even when you are not around. She begins to think about you, feel your absence, and associate your presence with positive emotions and stability. Mastering these steps transforms the way women perceive you, turning ordinary interactions into memorable, meaningful connections that make her miss you more than she ever expected. 1. Create emotional impact. The first thing that makes a woman miss you is creating emotional impact. This is not about grand gestures or material things. It's about how you make her feel when you are present. Every interaction leaves a subtle imprint on her mind and emotions. Women are highly attuned to energy, confidence, and emotional presence, often more than words or appearances. When you engage with intention, humor, or authenticity, you create experiences that linger in her thoughts. Emotional impact is about leaving a positive, memorable mark that she associates with you. In modern dating, where interactions are often superficial, this becomes even more powerful. Most men fail because they blend into the noise of everyday attention. If your presence does not stand out, there is nothing to miss when you are gone. Emotional impact can be created in multiple ways, through deep, engaging conversations that reveal your confidence and perspective, through playful banter that makes her smile or laugh in a way she doesn't experience with others, or through small moments of thoughtfulness that show attention without overcomplicating things. The key is intentionality. Every interaction should feel purposeful, grounded, and confident. Emotional impact also comes from demonstrating stability and composure. If you remain calm under pressure, confident in your decisions, and self-directed, she notices it subconsciously. That combination of positive experience, confidence, and emotional consistency creates a lasting impression. When you step away or reduce communication, she begins to reflect on those moments. The laughter you shared, the confidence you displayed, and the comfort of your presence now create a gap in her daily emotional landscape. That gap triggers longing and curiosity, and she starts replaying your interactions, remembering how you made her feel, and comparing it to the current void. Emotional impact is what transforms ordinary presence into unforgettable memory. Without it, absence has no power because there is nothing meaningful for her to miss. By consistently creating emotional resonance, you lay the foundation for desire, reflection, and attachment. When executed correctly, this is the first and most critical step in making a woman miss you deeply. It ensures that your presence is remembered and your absence is felt profoundly, even before any deliberate space or withdrawal strategies are applied. It is not about manipulation. It is about living and showing the best version of yourself, leaving her naturally drawn to you and thinking about you even when you are not around. 2. Maintain your independence. The second key to making a woman miss you is maintaining your independence. Independence is one of the most attractive traits a man can display because it communicates confidence, self-respect, and purpose. When a woman sees that your life is full, meaningful, and not dependent on her attention, she naturally begins to appreciate your presence and notice your absence. In modern dating, where constant communication and overavailability are common, men who sacrifice their own priorities to chase attention quickly lose value. Independence is not about being distant or cold. It's about having a life that excites you and demonstrates that your happiness does not hinge on her actions. This includes pursuing your goals, spending time with friends, engaging in hobbies, and dedicating energy to personal growth. When you maintain independence, you create a sense of contrast between your availability and your value. A woman notices that you are not easily swayed, that you have boundaries, and that your attention is intentional. That intentionality is magnetic. Independence also ensures that absence works in your favor. If your life is engaging and full, reducing communication or creating space does not feel like a loss to you. It feels natural. That calm detachment signals emotional authority, which increases attraction. When she notices that you are living fully without her constant input, she begins to reflect on what she is missing. Her curiosity and longing grow because she cannot take your presence for granted. Independence also strengthens emotional pull because it creates a subtle tension between availability and inaccessibility. She wants to be part of your life, but she sees that entry is earned through connection rather than demanded through neediness. Maintaining independence prevents the mistakes most men make, such as chasing, over-explaining, or reacting impulsively when a woman withdraws. Instead, you demonstrate that you are self-directed, confident, and in control of your time and energy. That combination naturally makes her miss the emotional stability, presence, and value you bring. By consistently showing that your life does not revolve around her attention, you elevate your influence, create intrigue, and allow her to feel the gap your absence creates. In essence, independence turns space into a tool, amplifying desire and emotional engagement. She begins to notice not only your presence, but also the quality of life, energy, and focus you maintain, things she cannot replicate with others, deepening attachment and making her naturally miss you even more. 3. Create healthy absence. The third essential action to make a woman miss you is creating healthy absence. Absence is powerful because it gives her space to reflect, process emotions, and recognize your value. Most men fear silence or distance and try to fill every gap with messages, calls, or attention. This overavailability diminishes attraction because it removes tension and reduces emotional pull. In modern dating, where communication is instant, a strategically applied absence stands out and creates intrigue. Healthy absence is not ignoring her out of spite or playing games. It's about intentional, calm withdrawal that allows space without drama. The goal is to create a gap where she feels the difference between your presence and your absence. When done correctly, absence triggers reflection. She begins to think about your energy, your presence, and how she felt when you were around. She notices the way you made her laugh, the calm confidence you displayed, and the stability you provided. These reflections amplify longing because her brain starts replaying positive experiences in your absence. Healthy absence also allows her to test her own feelings. She begins to realize what she truly misses and the value you bring to her life. This internal processing strengthens emotional attachment because she actively evaluates her connection with you rather than being passively entertained by constant availability. The key to success with absence is consistency and calm. If you overreact, chase, or explain excessively during your absence, you undermine its power. Silence must be intentional, confident, and measured. Pairing absence with a strong, independent life magnifies the effect. She sees that your time and attention are valuable and not automatically given. Healthy absence also elevates attraction because it creates anticipation. When she eventually interacts with you again, the positive energy of reconnection is amplified. She experiences excitement, curiosity, and desire more intensely because the contrast between your absence and your presence is emotionally significant. Over time, creating healthy absence builds long-term emotional pull. She associates you with value, stability, and calm authority, qualities that are rare and memorable. By mastering the art of intentional absence, you allow her to feel your presence even when you are not physically or digitally available. That longing, reflection, and emotional engagement are what make her miss you deeply, naturally, and consistently. Absence becomes a tool to create desire without manipulation, ensuring your presence is appreciated, impactful, and unforgettable. 4. Build memorable experiences. The fourth step to making a woman miss you is building memorable experiences together. Women remember how you make them feel more than what you say or do, so creating positive, meaningful, and emotionally engaging moments leaves a lasting impression. Memorable experiences can be simple, like a deep conversation that opens her mind, a shared laugh that feels effortless, or a small gesture that shows thoughtfulness. They can also be adventurous, spontaneous, or unique moments that break the routine of daily life. In modern dating, where interactions often lack depth or excitement, experiences that stand out become powerful anchors in her memory. These memories create emotional associations that linger when you are not present. She begins to replay these moments, feeling the emotions tied to them: joy, comfort, curiosity, or excitement. That replay strengthens longing and reflection, making her miss the emotional state you bring. Building memorable experiences is not about spending money or orchestrating grand events. It's about presence, engagement, and emotional authenticity. Women notice when you are fully attentive, confident, and emotionally present during shared moments. That energy becomes imprinted in her mind, and your absence highlights the contrast. Memorable experiences also increase anticipation for future interactions. When she remembers the energy, connection, or enjoyment she felt with you, she naturally wants to experience it again. This anticipation fuels desire and deepens emotional pull. Additionally, memorable experiences strengthen your perceived value. She begins to associate you with positive emotions, stability, and confidence, qualities that are hard to replace or ignore. Over time, she links her longing directly to the way you make her feel, rather than superficial traits or attention. Combining memorable experiences with healthy absence magnifies the effect. While she reflects on what she enjoyed, the space you created allows her to feel the void, increasing emotional investment. Women miss experiences that are emotionally charged, authentic, and connected to a man's presence. That is why being intentional, confident, and fully engaged in shared moments is critical. It ensures that your presence is memorable and your absence meaningful. By consistently creating emotional, engaging, and memorable moments, you lay the foundation for long-lasting attraction, reflection, and longing. These experiences become mental touchstones that she revisits in your absence, naturally deepening desire and making her miss you more profoundly with every moment apart. 5. Stay unpredictable. The fifth and final action to make a woman miss you is staying unpredictable. Predictability in modern dating can quickly diminish attraction because it removes tension, curiosity, and intrigue. If a woman knows exactly how you will respond, when you will text, or what your energy will be, her emotional engagement becomes passive. Unpredictability, on the other hand, creates subtle anticipation and excitement that keeps her thinking about you even when you are not around. Being unpredictable does not mean being inconsistent, unreliable, or manipulative. It means maintaining an element of surprise, spontaneity, and intentional variation in your interactions. For example, you might shift the timing of communication slightly, introduce new experiences, or reveal unexpected aspects of your personality gradually. These small variations signal confidence and independence while keeping emotional energy dynamic. When she cannot fully anticipate your behavior, she begins to notice your presence more acutely and reflect on the moments you've shared. Unpredictability enhances longing because it prevents habituation. A woman's mind is naturally drawn to novelty, energy contrast, and emotional stimulation. By keeping some aspects of your behavior fresh and intentional, you ensure that your absence is felt more profoundly. She will replay interactions, anticipate future encounters, and remember the unique qualities you display. Being unpredictable also reinforces emotional authority. She recognizes that your attention and energy are intentional, not automatic, which increases respect and desire. In modern dating, where constant availability can make men seem ordinary, unpredictability creates a magnetic presence. It keeps her engaged mentally and emotionally, even in your absence. Combining unpredictability with emotional impact, independence, healthy absence, and memorable experiences amplifies the overall effect. She is not just missing you physically or socially, she is missing the unique energy, engagement, and emotional resonance you bring to her life. Over time, unpredictability ensures that your presence is not taken for granted, and your absence becomes a meaningful gap she feels compelled to fill. Women are drawn to men who are confident, dynamic, and intentionally engaging because it triggers reflection, desire, and attachment. By staying unpredictable in a deliberate, composed, and authentic way, you maximize attraction, emotional investment, and the longing she feels when you are not around. It is the final piece in creating a lasting impact that makes a woman miss you deeply, consistently, and naturally. Making a woman miss you deeply is not about manipulation or games. It's about creating emotional impact, maintaining independence, and cultivating presence that she values. The 5 key actions: creating emotional impact, maintaining your independence, creating healthy absence, building memorable experiences, and staying unpredictable, work together to make your presence meaningful and your absence felt. Each action taps into natural human psychology, reflection, and emotional processing to generate longing, respect, and attachment. When you create emotional impact, she remembers how you make her feel. Your confidence, humor, and energy leave a lasting impression. Maintaining independence ensures that your life is full and intentional, signaling that your worth does not depend on her attention. Healthy absence allows space for reflection and emotional processing, increasing her curiosity and desire. Memorable experiences anchor positive emotions to your presence, and unpredictability keeps interactions dynamic, intriguing, and emotionally engaging. Together, these strategies build a magnetic presence that lingers in her mind even when you are not around. In modern dating, where constant attention and overavailability are common, these approaches distinguish you from men who chase, over-explain, or react impulsively. Your ability to remain confident, intentional, and composed turns absence into a powerful tool that increases attraction naturally. She begins to miss not just your presence, but the emotional stability, energy, and value you bring into her life. By mastering these 5 actions, you create a dynamic where your presence is memorable, your absence is significant, and her emotional engagement grows organically. She reflects on your value, experiences longing, and develops attachment, all while respecting your independence and composure. These strategies ensure that you are not just another option. Your presence becomes impactful, your absence becomes meaningful, and your connection becomes magnetic. Mastering this approach transforms ordinary interactions into unforgettable experiences that make a woman miss you deeply and consistently, creating lasting attraction and emotional pull.